Yeah, this week starts us off with a heavy heart with the losses to Miss Davis. You know, the matriarch and the really behind all of that happened here, I would think, and also losing George Atkinson, one of the great players that ever played here, and also all of the work he did after he finished playing to stay so connected to the Raiders and so connected to the family and all. So it's been heavy, and the players understand as much as they can at this point, but really we should all send our love out to Mark, and as he works his way through this. It's been very difficult and challenging. He's got so much love in his heart, that a very compassionate person, and it really was obvious this week. So we start off with that. Really looking forward to come home and play in front of our fans and to get in the stadium, get in the Legion, and get this thing cooking. Our last experience in there was one that we enjoyed thoroughly, and we'd like to build on that and get going. We have a difficult opponent that's beat some really good teams and got a winning record and a lot of star players and star power. It's going to take a lot from us to put together a good week and a game that we can get in the win column. We need that badly. So we're very determined. I'll also say to you that, and I'm taking your questions away, but the 3 days that we worked were very productive. We worked on things after the bye that we'd like to adjust and do. We've also created some opportunities for guys to compete for positions, as we always like doing, and this was a kind of a time to take a look at that. I'm not going to tell you all about that, but it's apparent to our team, that we're continuing to push to get better. So looking forward to this week.
How is Bowers right now?
He looks great. He really does. He looks like he's full speed, and he's back. So last week, in the couple days, the 3 days that we had, he looked good every day, particularly good on the Monday practice, and he kind of stole the show a little bit. So we're thrilled to have him back.
What are the expectations of what Tyler Lockett is going to bring to this team?
I'm going to need more days, as far as immediately how much he can help. But he's a tremendous football player. He's got great background, great savvy, playmaking ability, a real natural sense about understand how to play the game. He and Brock and Jacoby share a lot of characteristics, and how they play the game and how they make things happen and make it look effortless at times. So Locke has been a great performer historically, and I'm thrilled to have him part of the program, and want to see how fast we can move the thing along, see if he can contribute.
What have you seen from Travis Hunter through the first half of the season on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, he's a really good football player. No surprise, but it shows. I mean, he's got savvy. He's got toughness about him. He's playmaking. You can see him, stealing the ball from guys, and when he's making catches, and aggressive in his coverage as well. He's a really good blocker, and I think that contributes because of his background playing defense and making tackles and hitting people and all that. So he's a really good talent. He had a great game this past week, so he's on a roll now.
Are you about Travis Hunter's ability to play both sides of the ball?
Well, the first thing I asked him when we interviewed him is this any big deal to go both ways? And he said, no way. I mean, like, he took it like I thought he would, because the only way he could have done that through his college years was to have a great attitude about it. It was never even a burden to him. He's been playing both ways since he was in Little League football, and he hasn't known it any different. So it seems so unique to everybody for this to occur, but it isn't to him. And I anticipated that he would respond that way because he's such a natural football player and competitor.
You guys really never had a chance. He never felt you, but did you like him?
Oh, I did, yeah, certainly. And I would have loved to have played him both ways too. I would have loved to have had the chance to do that. So that's what we talked about in the interview, and he was right on it as far as the mentality that it would take to do something like that.
When you bring in players you've coached before, is there like a comfort level there that you're getting?
Certainly, yeah. Certainly, that's part of what's going on here. Geno as well. Geno's thrown to Locke for years, and so they have a ton of background. They've been through all kinds of experiences together. Communications is more automatic with guys you have that kind of background with. So hopefully that will contribute to Locke's ability to help us out.
There's another guy who got hurt in the KC game that we haven't brought up as much. Adam Butler, how's he been doing? I know he.
Yeah, he got back spasms in pregame, and he locked up, so he couldn't go. He's on the same program coming back. He'll probably practice on Friday, but we think he's fine. And so we're just giving him the maximum amount of rest that we can, all of the treatment to take place. And he and really Max it kind of happened about the same time. So both those guys are on the same program, and we expect them both to play.
Also, too, with Aiden O'Connell's practice window opening, just what is your philosophy in keeping 3 quarterbacks on the active roster?
Yeah, we haven't had that opportunity in the years in Seattle till way back, but probably before the rule was in effect. We had 3 guys really actively working at it. So we'll see. I'm not sure how soon he'll get back. He'll practice. He's throwing today really for the first time with us. So we'll see how it goes. But it's a great bonus to have the 3rd guy available, because the rules allow you to do that. So we'll see how it goes.
Pete Johnson was somebody that was having a nice training camp for you guys. Is it feasible that he could play this Sunday, or do you just kind of want to see him kind of get back into the swing of things?
Yeah, we're gonna really push him this week because next week is so short and abbreviated that we're not gonna be able to tell a whole lot next week. So we're gonna find out how far along he can take it and see what that means, and see how the week goes. But really, with the eyeing that he'll come back the next week. I know he's really excited about it, and he's been through a lot to get to this point. But this is the week to really push him, and so that's exactly what we're gonna do. He'll be playing on the service team. He'll be playing as much as we can get him out there, just to get as many reps as possible.
Coach, you put a heavy emphasis on the run game, and when you did the self-evaluation during the bye week, did you see what you like, and do you think that you can get it ramped up to maybe where you might want it even?
Yeah, we really do see the glimpses of the continuity that it takes to run the football. We have no question about what both Ashton and Raheem brings to us. We got to make sure that we're giving them the opportunities. In a game last week, when we really wanted to run the football, we couldn't even make first down, so we didn't have the opportunities. But I can see it and feel it. It looks like we're really connected, and so we need to show the results of that.
Coach Pete Farwell for 4 years. He was your captain in special teams when you won the Super Bowl. Now he's a special teams coordinator for the Jaguars. How special is it that one guy that was even on your coaching staff for a year, now you're playing against him?
I love that. To see our guys be successful in those kinds of roles. Heath does a good job. I mean, they have a really good special teams unit too. They're very active and very good covering kicks, and which he was a specialist at. And so it's great to see it. I love running across our guys. I love beating them.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach.
Afternoon.
Geno, with your relationship with Pete over the years, does that help when you're trying to get the season going the right way?
Obviously our relationship has been noted, and it does help us. I think, but the main thing is that, regardless of our relationship, is that we both have to do our jobs, and that's what we're working extremely hard to do. But, Coach is a guy who I've been with. I know what to expect from him. He knows what to expect from me, and so we're not panicking in this situation. We're putting our heads down, getting to work.
He just gave a really optimistic report on Brock Bowers, said he's going at full speed, looks like his old self. We saw kind of the chemistry you guys had at the beginning of the season in training camp. How do you tap back into that?
Yeah, just repetition. Again, Brock's a big part of our offense, and we missed him out there for sure. But, just repetition and continuing to, work him through it, work him into it, seeing how he feels and stuff like that. But just going out there and repping it, he looked fine to me, so really happy to have him back.
Relationship with Tyler Lockett has been noted over the years, obviously. What does it mean to have him back in this locker room? What do you think will provide not only just for you as a Cardinal, but the rest of the team as well?
Yeah, it's just a good feeling to have a close friend of mine, right next to me. Especially, when things aren't going great. Didn't start off like we'd like to, but Tyler's a guy who understands me and knows how to get me going. And so, he's a great locker room guy, a great leader. He's going to provide a ton of information for the wideouts, and especially for our young guys who are still developing and learning. And he's also still got juice, man. He can still play. And so there's a lot that he brings to the table. But aside from him just being a good friend of mine, and just having my buddy back in the locker room is pretty cool.
What's one thing about your guys' friendship off the field that brings you closer together on the field?
I mean, our wives are extremely tight. He's on the second kid. I'm on my second kid. We spent 6 years together in Seattle. When I was the backup and I was the starter, lots of ups and downs. Just he's just a great person, and the more you guys get to know him, the more you'll see that. But he's a wonderful, outstanding human being, and he brings a lot to the table.
In what ways did the bye week benefit you?
Just give your body a little bit of rest. Get about 2 or 3 days off of just getting rest, and also get a chance to study extra tape. You get a few extra days to catch up on your opponent. Try to study and develop a game plan to go out there and execute. And so it was a good bye week for me personally. I was able to, like I said, get my body right, watch a ton of film, watch a ton of football, and kind of just reset. Reset your mind and get ready for the rest of the season.
Are you seeing the same things Pete's seeing in terms of the running game making some progress? And if it's the case, how much does it ultimately help you with your performance?
Yeah, I think we're all making progress. I wouldn't just single out the running game. I think we got to be better in the passing game as well. There's a lot of areas that we need to improve on, and again, the bye week gave us a chance to do some self-scouting, to really take those hard looks in the mirror and just figure out what we need to do to be better on all sides of the ball, on all phases of the ball. So, the run game obviously is a quarterback's best friend. We want to be balanced. We want to establish the run. We want to control the line of scrimmage, and you do that by running the ball. And then you also be efficient. Stay efficient, stay on schedule. All the things that you talk about when you talk about just playing good team football. It starts with the running game.
Geno, when you did self-scout the passing game, what were the takeaways you had?
Some good things, and then some things that we have to improve on. Obviously, the main thing is protecting the football. Keeping the ball out of the defense's hands and making sure our defense is able to rest on the sideline and not have short fields to play with. And then, just continuing to be efficient, getting that explosion back that we kind of had to start the season, but also taking what they give us and being efficient, and just overall developing and learning. Again, we're still learning each other, and now it's that point of the season where you start to, you either get better or you get worse. And so we're going to get better as a team, and I'm really, really, really excited about that.
How much do you go back to look at that Patriots game when you had a healthy offense and a healthy Brock Bowers out there to show what that was kind of all about, what that could be all about?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched all our games, and the thing about our season is that we've had injuries, but we've also had guys step up, and even in that Patriots game, there were things that we left out there and we could have done better, and so that's an ongoing process. That's something that we've always got to strive for. We're going to strive for perfection, and try to fall somewhere along those lines. And so when I watch all our games, I see a lot of guys making plays. Guys out there straining, the offensive line is protecting their butts off, doing all the things that we asked them to do, and then a lot of just us shooting ourselves in the foot. If we stop that, then it looks a lot better, in my opinion.
The Jags lead the league in dropping D linemen back in coverage. As a quarterback, how does that kind of add a wrinkle to how you go through your reads?
Yeah, just being mindful of that. A lot of sim pressure, so they'll bring one guy and drop one guy. And so you just know if they're bringing a blitz one way, that the opposite side is going to be dropping. And, again, you want to stick to your reads and make sure you're just seeing the field, proper way. That's the main thing. And then getting the ball out of my hands. We're developing a great game plan this week, and we got to go out there and execute it. And, again, it starts with me. It starts with me getting that ball out of my hands and, playing efficiently, playing the right way, and then when the time comes, being explosive.
What are the challenges?
In what way can Tyler Lockett be an asset to some of the younger wide receivers as they learn the nuances of the game?
Yeah, I mean, he's played a lot of football, caught a lot of passes in many different ways, and he's a guy who really understands defense. He understands spacing. He knows, how to deceptively get open. He's not the biggest guy, not the fastest guy, so he's had to, gain an edge some way. And so he's a very deceptive guy, but he understands what's going on. Like I said, he knows how to get open. He understands coverages, and I think that'll just – the more we talk coverages with the young guys and they get to see things, the better we all will be. And so that's just something that he brings to the table. But we got other guys. Jacoby does the same thing as well.
What are the challenges you think Travis Hunter presents as a cornerback?
Man, he's a electrifying playmaker. He's got great ball skills, as you can see. He plays offense and defense. The kid is he plays hard. He loves the game. He's fearless. You can see that in the way that he plays. And I just enjoy guys who love football, and he's really a guy who I think loves football. So it'd be great to compete against him.
What type of challenge is it for you guys going from having a bye week to then getting 2 games in 5 days?
Got to go. Got to do it. Doesn't matter. That's what the schedule laid us, and we got to go and get it done. So we're just focused on this one game, and we'll see after that.
All right. Thanks, Geno. Okay, Geno. He was saying that he is seeing signs of improvement in the run game. As someone who's being asked to execute this, what are you seeing right now?
Yeah, I see the same thing. I mean, obviously it starts up front. I can't do what I do without the guys blocking, but also me just, building that chemistry with them, understanding the schemes better and better, and then just getting more reps.
Personally, what are the benefits of the bye week after, obviously taking an NFL beating out there for the first 7 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, just a little rest, recovery. I think that's the biggest thing, just refresh, and then, now we can get some, guys back, different people feeling healthier and ready to attack.
Geno said, gotta go. That was kind of his phrase when somebody asked him about 2 games in 5 days. What's kind of your mentality through these next 2?
Yeah, I mean, we got to do what we got to do, whatever it takes to win, no matter, what the schedule is. We're just going to find a way.
Geno's talked a lot about mentoring the young guys, yourself included, and being really encouraging when things aren't going the right way. I was wondering, does that cut the other way too? I know he's had some frustration, feels like he's had some bad breaks. How do you guys continue to encourage him?
Yeah, just having each other's back. That's what it's all about. Through the ups and downs, it's not going to go the way everybody wants it to. It hasn't been for us, so far, but we just got to stick together and keep talking each other up, stay positive.
Ashton, you talked after the Chiefs game about having to change the culture, the losing culture. What do you personally have to do to change that culture?
Just keep being who I am, working hard, setting an example, speak when I need to, when it's needed. And, I'll keep doing my part and, hopefully others continue to fall behind and, go forward with me.
Heading into your draft, when you got drafted, you and Travis got a lot of attention, even more than the quarterbacks in some areas. Do you look forward to sharing the field with him for the first time, and what do you think of Travis's rookie season so far?
Yeah, he's a great player, obviously dynamic, playing on both sides of the ball. So be a guy to look out for out there, offense and defense. But, yeah, excited, regardless of who it is, but just excited to go out there and play another home game.
What are some of the biggest challenges you think Jacksonville's defense poses?
They're really good up front. They force a lot of turnovers, so we got to take care of the ball. And just, they have a great run defense, I think number 7th in the league. So we got our challenges, cut out for us. Yep.
Thanks, Ashton.